Guys, welcome to Dynamic Banter. Mike and I have some announcements to make before the show even starts, motherfucker.
Yeah, take that. And also take this bit of news coming at you right now.
I'm gonna come in you now.
I just want to say that you guys sold out the Dynamic Banter show in the Hollywood Lab on December 2nd. Thank you so much. That's right, you guys fucking sold out. Hit the button.
You know what sucks? You guys fucking sold out.
Dynamic Banter. Mike and Steve are gonna do bits and have some fun. Dynamic Banter. Honking horns and ringing bells and making good. Dynamic Banter. Don't forget the history road on Dynamic Banter.
All y'all are sellouts.
You guys really let us down by selling out the Improv Lab. Thank you so much for doing that, and we can't wait to put on the show of a lifetime. We're going to cover the floor in the lab in ice, and we're going to skate around. It's called Scaround.
And Owen's gonna play that Snoopy music.
And he's going to be wearing mittens.
And someone's gonna have those brushes. Those brushes sound so nice.
I like it. I like when they do the really small kit.
Me too.
Where it's like the floor tom and the snare.
Yeah.
And then one little
I
cymbal.
love it.
Yeah.
I love, dude. I want someone to slap those brushes down onto my ass. I want it to make that sound that it does on the drum.
You ever go to a jazz show and then you see the drummer kitty cornered in a corner and everybody's playing the piano and there's a saxophonist and an upright bassist and the drummer's just going to town. Drummer's going to town on that pingy ting.
Dude.
And you're like, I wish I had those brushes in me nice.
Like that zoom bang goon dan zoom gang goon dan. Dude, there's such a fucking Christmas feeling I get from those brushes, dude.
I gotta go to the doctor and get a shot for this Christmas feeling.
And some people may not know. Testing 1, 2, 3. Some people may not know what that beautiful sound is. Some people might not know, dude.
Which the brushes sound?
Yeah. Like,
You're familiar with sticks.
because some people might hear it and be like, ooh, that sounds like Christmas, dude.
You think the drum brushes
There
are
it is, there it is,
synonymous?
there it is. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna come. Dude, it sounds like a shower.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like a
It sounds
passing
like a
storm.
nice hot shower.
Yeah.
Let's hear it again.
Turn on.
I wanted to cut it before the copyright thing part came in.
Dude, imagine Cecil with a little hat on, a little
Dude,
Santa hat.
Oh my god, Cecil doing Christmas songs?
Is here again. All the boys and girls in the snow. Simply now I go. The day is here. The time is now. And here it comes. Christmas time. I'm simply time. Your time. I'm taking away your Christmas time. I'm taking away your time. Your simple Christmas time.
It's inevitable that that song is returning, Mike.
The greatest fucking song that's ever happened.
You know, I realize that not everybody knows my almost intense distaste for that song.
You should talk about it. This is a perfect
People who listen
platform
to the
and
show don't
opportunity.
know.
You should.
How much I hate it.
So you're talking about Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time.
Yeah, but
by Paul McCartney.
it might be too early to talk.
It might be turd.
It might be too early to talk about it.
Do you not like that
Dude,
song?
that's what's happening to the English language. If instead of saying it might be too early, it might be too early to
It's
talk
not even about the turley.
You got here turly.
Oh, well, I'd love to start. I'd love to start.
Am I the one got you turly? What am I?
Oh, I'm sorry that I'm not in tip-top, pristine, ready-to-go condition when you're over here riding turley. Oh, I'm sorry I'm not jumping up and scratching my balls every time you ride turley. Hop 2.
I guess everybody gets a prize
You go?
for Rrivin Turley. Rrivin Turley. That sounds like a Country Boys album. The Truck Riding Boys with Rrivin Turley.
They don't even drive the
Nope. They're just truck driving boys.
Yeah, the truck boys.
The truck boys. Driving Turley. Rrivin Turley. The Rrivin Turley. The Rrivin Tur.
Damn, Greg and Rrivin Turley.
The Rrivin Turley. And then they go on the Rrivin Turley Tur. We're going on a Rrivin Turley Tur. Don't be late.
We'll be in Sacramento on the 18th. We're there now.
We're turning. Dude, okay, so we've done a lot of, every time we do Christmas here,
Upset.
we like can't, maybe it's me, maybe, like if I hadn't brought up Wonderful Christmas Time, organically it would have come up.
Yes.
At some point between now and Christmas.
Yes.
And when we do bring
And not
it up,
a moment earlier.
and not a moment earlier. Dude, and so whenever we bring it up, it's always like, this is where I am and this is where you are, and we represent a couple of sides of the audience coin as well. Gulp.
Gulp coming.
Gulp incoming. Like the Osmosis Jones. You ever seen that movie?
Uh-huh. Is that the one with who did that?
It's
Who was
Will
the main-
Smith.
Will Smith.
And like Bill Murray's in the live action parts.
Is he?
Yeah. Bill Murray is the body.
Bill Murray is good at hanging out with cartoons.
Yeah. He's just built different.
I saw him on a flyer once, and he was just built different.
Dude, tonight in the Surrounded show, Mike was just built different. Dude, so like Osmosis Jones, they're like incoming Gulp. Like they're all talking to each other on their little radios in there.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I hope that one day we're gonna have these little guys that we can just swallow in a pill.
What was that Martin Short movie?
Dude, Innerspace.
Innerspace. That was like one of the first movies I remember seeing by myself.
Because it was on Comedy Central every day.
Yeah.
For like sometimes twice in a row.
Somebody took a pill, and then Martin Short was in their
Dude,
body.
Innerspace is one of my favorite movies of fucking all time.
Who else is
For
in her
some reason, I watched that movie as a kid and was obsessed with it. It must have been the visual effects, being inside the human body, the like tiny little like spaceship thing.
Yeah,
Like everything appealed to my childlike
Mind.
Like, you know how people love the Magic School Bus?
Same.
This was like my Magic School Bus.
Less educational version of the Magic
A little
School
less
Bus.
educational, but very realistic looking stuff. Like, dude, this was before computerized animations. Thank you. And so it's all practical, gorgeous shit, and it was made by ILM, dude.
I don't know what that
Industrial Light and Magic, the wizards. The special effects wizards that did Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones.
Star Wars 2.
Dude, just think of the greatest looking visual effects that have existed in the past 20 years, 30, 40, 50 years. ILM had something to do with it. And Industrial Light and Magic was started by George Lucas.
Cool.
So...
Let me finish this off.
Sorry, I didn't finish my breakfast. I have one sausage left.
And I'll just finish this up.
I had a whole sausage in there. So, dude, Innerspace is like, it made me so happy. And it's Martin Short.
Yeah.
Martin Short's the body, the person. Dennis Quaid is the pilot inside of the little ship. Yeah.
In my brain, I switched it.
Oh, Dennis
I thought
Quaid was
Martin
the body.
Short
and Martin
was the
Short.
little guy.
No, Martin Short was the body.
Yeah.
Dennis Quaid was the guy inside.
And now we're in the lungs.
Dude, and that like thing he does, dude, that's perfect.
Now we're going down to the tracheal.
That smirk. He's got that smirk that he does. And Meg Ryan.
I'm in the subcoccals of the heart.
Dude, Meg
Okay.
motherfucking Ryan is in it, and she's like gorgeous.
Yeah.
You've got like peak, beautiful Meg Ryan.
Doesn't he in her? And then the guy goes into the other.
He kisses her. And then he goes into her through the kiss.
You don't always have to
Dude, that script is so good. Like, all the beats are good. Like, the story's good. Mm-hmm. And then the story is, and I fucking love it, dude. Let's play some Christmas music while we talk about this. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Soon it will be Christmas time.
Taking away your
Ding-a-ling-a-ring, ding-a-ling, ding, ring-a-ding. Hear them sing a ding-a-ling, sing ding-a-ling. And then soon it will be Christmas. Like when you can't do the song on TV.
The royalty-free Christmas songs.
Dude,
Christmas time.
Okay.
Christmas time.
Gather around, kids. This is the story of Innerspace. We've got this guy. He works at he. Okay, how do we start this off?
Let's back up.
Dennis Quaid is a completely badass fighter jet pilot.
I was doing a Dennis Miller impression.
Not Miller.
Dennis Quaid.
Oh wow, the Quaid was good. Yeah, Miller's like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm sarcastic all the time.
I'm going down to the heart, babe.
I'm gonna be sarcastic.
What's Dennis Quaid?
Dennis Quaid is like, I've got that smirk. And
I'm gonna go to Canada.
Yeah. Dennis Quaid. So Dennis Quaid's son, Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan's son,
I'm
is
still not thinking about the right person.
the star of The Boys.
Hold on, my brain needs to get unfucked.
Yeah, show him a picture. There's Dennis Quaid.
I got that
Show him
person
younger
completely
Dennis Quaid.
wrong 2 times.
What do you know who it is now?
I thought it was
Show him younger one.
Dennis Miller, and then I thought it was who's the guy who
Dennis
plays
Rodman.
yeah. I'm Dennis Rodman, babe. The guy who plays Chevy Chase's brother-in-law in Vegas Vacation, Daniel Quaid.
No, Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid,
Which I think
Same
is
family?
same family. Yeah.
Man.
You got a young Randy Quaid?
I don't know if that's too young.
Yeah, no, I remember that
Whatever.
guy.
You know Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
What?
What's his name?
Simon Says.
Now we've done too many Craig.
How about a message from Greg? That's the end of that.
Daniel Craig,
That one. Dennis Quaid. Yeah, Daniel Craig, Randy Quaid,
live in Turley.
Kurt Cobain.
Randy Newman.
Dude, I want someone who's
Got
like,
me in your body.
I want like super sweet.
I'm flying around your body.
Dude, I want people to be Randy Newman. Randy Newman is that. Dude, I love it, dude. There's too many Craigs.
Flying around.
There's too many Quaids and there's way too many Craigs. Way too many Kegs. Too many Kegs, Craigs, and
Eggs.
Quaids. Quaids, eggs.
There's too many Craigs in the kitchen.
This is what I need. Dude, that's really funny. Okay, so here's the story of Innerspace. Dennis Quaid. Yeah. Now that I can't quite. I just ripped my hat. I'm getting flustered. 4, 3, 2.
Let's get back on script.
Dennis Quaid is a fighter jet pilot.
Yeah.
And he's like a drunk.
Oh.
and they're like honoring him at this like big gala. And he's like making an ass out of himself, and he's in love with Meg Ryan, but she's like, you're a drunk, and it's like, you need to get your shit together.
Yeah.
And then this guy at the party's like, you used to be the greatest, man. What happened to you? And he's like, fuck yeah, I like Patron. So he goes home, and he's like, fuck the police. Hey, cab. And he gets a call from his scientist buddy, and he's like, look, I've got a special mission for you. I think you're just the guy for the job.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what is it? And you learn that he's going to be miniaturized and pilot a tiny craft inside of a rabbit because it's a test to see if they can do it.
Yeah.
And they're going to inject
What were they
him.
trying to do?
They're
Just
gonna-
to see.
To see if they could shrink people down to
Look
remove
around a
cancers.
rabbit. Yeah.
Look around in a rabbit.
Until that moment, and you can look this up.
What if they're like, the scientists have like a fucking press conference? We have done it.
Just wondering. Oh, excuse me.
Yes.
Yes. Just Peter Sunday, the Sunday Times.
Absolutely.
Out of Phoenix.
Love your work.
Just wondering why you were sending a world-class pilot real small into a rabbit.
Well, I think we can all agree on one thing. We've all wanted to look around inside a rabbit. I think ever since I was a kid.
And then there's silence.
Ever
and
since, sure.
yeah, I've never looked in a rabbit.
Ever since I was a kid, I thought, how cool it'd be to just stroll along inside a rabbit.
We've all seen the outside of a rabbit.
You've all seen a rabbit. Let's picture a rabbit.
Let's bring it up.
Can we pull up the rabbit?
This is a photo of a rabbit.
Just Google it.
It's nothing we haven't all seen before. Some of you reporters provided this photo of this rabbit.
Do we have a Getty images of a rabbit?
But have we ever seen what is, next slide, inside, just the word inside.
Have you ever thought about inside?
Inside? Question mark.
We as scientists have been able to be inside for centuries.
Scientists have notoriously spent hours inside.
This surgeon, I spend a lot of time inside.
Sometimes just the hands are in. And I was wondering, what if I could be small?
Yeah, what if I could look around?
If I could do all this great stuff with my hands inside.
What if I could just take a leisurely walk inside of a rabbit?
If I could just have my legs inside, even just for a second.
What if I could take a peek? What if we could take a peek in a rabbit? Everyone come up here and look in this magnifying glass.
Now I'm holding this rabbit. Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
What we're seeing right now, what we're perceiving.
Oh,
Okay. And you've scared the rabbit. Can somebody pick up the rabbit?
It had a heart attack and it's dead. We need a new rabbit.
Okay, perfect. See
What's
this?
the difference between a rabbit and a bunny?
Okay, well, we're not really doing questions.
Can I look inside a bunny?
If this goes well, we'll then be able to look
We're
at
thinking of looking inside dogs. And then we're working on other ones.
Eric wants to do a rat. We don't
Eric's
want to do
thinking
a
a
rat.
rat.
He doesn't have a microphone.
Yeah, looking inside. Yeah, he's just like, you hear, whoa,
Let's do a rat, I said. Anyway.
that's me. So anyway, they're testing out this way to look inside of a rabbit. And they're like, we want to use you as the test pilot.
There's only one pilot in the country who can fly around
Dude,
a rabbit.
but he's like, they needed someone that was like expendable.
Sure.
Someone that didn't care about dying in this experiment.
Some drunk piece
Some
of
drunk
shit.
piece of shit.
Now, if he dies in the rabbit, does the rabbit get drunk?
That's a good question. If he's going 100 miles per hour inside the rabbit, is the rabbit also going 100 miles per hour?
Merry Christmas.
What time does the train get to the station?
I leave the rabbit at 12:30 p.m.
And you get
And
inside.
a train leaves Chicago the next day.
What time were you in the rabbit?
Which one gets there
What time
early?
did you arrive in the rabbit? Turley, yeah. Which train was Turley? Dude. So anyway, Dennis Quaid's like, I don't have anything to lose. I'll do this fucking mission. You need somebody to do it.
Let me in that.
Some dumbass
Yeah.
that is good too, though.
But he does it, but he's not like super stoked about it.
He doesn't really, he's not stoked about it, but he's like, fuck it, I'm like, whatever, I got kicked out of the Air Force.
I don't give a shit. Meg Ryan doesn't even like me.
He's kind of disgraced.
Yeah.
And Meg Ryan's like, I'm leaving you, you're a bum. So he's like, fuck it, I'll do this fucking thing where I get put in a rabbit.
See if I care.
So check this out. Excuse me. I think that's you.
Can't do it yet.
Merry Christmas.
Sorry, dog.
So, they're about to shrink him down. It's a whole really cool sequence. And then they put him inside of a syringe.
Yeah.
And he's like this tiny little thing. And the scientists are like, this worked. Now it's time to inject him into the rabbit. All of a sudden, bad guys bust into the science lab. And they're like all fucking, one of them's like this sexy, hot, like bad, late, like redhead evil woman. And she's like, get him, get the syringe. We've got to do it. And I don't think she talks like that. But she doesn't talk like that. Or she is British, I think. But anyway, there's these evil guys want the miniaturization tech, but they need a chip that's on the outside where the scientists are, and a chip that's inside the ship that the guy got shrunk down into. And they need those two things to make miniaturization possible. And they want to use it for evil shit, right?
Like what? Like looking inside.
Looking inside of a pussy. Looking inside of a bad guy.
Bad guy's pussy.
Looking inside a bad guy's pussy. What's happening in this video? So,
dude, they needed to look inside a bad guy's pussy.
They gotta look in there and inside themselves. So, dude, what happens is there's this fucking crazy action sequence where the bad guy henchman is chasing the hapless scientist that has the syringe in his pocket, and he's like fucking on a bike and he's riding all around town, and then they go into a mall and he tries to hide in the mall, and the bad guy kills the scientist. But before the scientist dies, Martin motherfucking Short is in the elevator with him, and he gets the syringe and sticks it into Martin Short's ass and injects Dennis Quaid into Martin Short. And then they're like, what happened? And so there's all these guys taking pictures from the bad guys team, and they're like, where the fuck is the syringe?
Yeah.
And the bad guy finds like the cracked syringe. He's like, shit, where is it? And it could be anywhere.
Dennis Quaid could be anywhere.
Could be in any rabbit here.
Check every rabbit in this mall.
And then Martin Short, but the funny thing is Martin Short is playing this like neurotic, like anxious mess who's like
somebody shot me with a syringe.
He's a hypochondriac, you know, like
he gets jabbed with a needle.
He thinks he's sick all the time, and you see him at the doctor. The doctor's like, Jack, you're fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. He's like, oh no, I couldn't breathe out of this nostril last night.
If I'm fine, what do you think of this?
Yeah. And he's doing all this goofy shit, and he's all fucking big mess in his job. He's like a fucking laughingstock mess.
Yeah. Am I supposed to be coughing like this?
So Martin Short is like, gets injected, and he's like, what the fuck was that? And then all of a sudden, Dennis Quaid is like, Dennis Quaid doesn't know where the fuck he is.
It's some dude's ass.
On his computer system, he's got a picture of a rabbit. And he's like, all right, and the rabbit's name is Bugs. So he's like, all right, well, computer, let's head to Bugs' optic nerve, and let's see if we can connect and look through, see what the rabbit's seeing and stuff.
Yeah.
So he thinks he's in a rabbit still.
Uh-huh.
Then he sees that he's like, what the fuck? This guy's looking in a mirror. I'm in a guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta fucking talk to this guy. So he goes to the ears and he connects these things to the ears, and he starts to talk to him.
What does he connect to the ears? A mouth?
He puts this mouth.
He puts his mouth on the ears.
He puts his mouth on the ear. He opens up the hatch and goes, hey!
It's Dennis Quaid.
I'm Dennis Quaid! I guess you're not a rabbit!
Anyway, we're both just kind of figuring this out.
So it becomes this whole madcap adventure where Martin Short's like, what the fuck? I got this guy in me. Why? and he explains to him, and he's like, we gotta get back to the science lab,
Yeah.
and we gotta get me out.
Yeah.
Because, like, fuck this shit. I'm not supposed to be in here today.
I'm not even supposed to be
I'm not even
in this
supposed to
guy.
be in this guy. So he goes back to the science lab and sees that it's been destroyed, and they're like, the chip is gone. We can't even get you out of there until we get that chip that the fucking bad guy stole. But guess what, man? There's a ticking clock. There's something that raises the stakes. The scientists they go like, okay, Martin Short, stay in this room for a second. I gotta go talk to this guy.
I have to go tell a secret to this other guy.
The scientist leaves Martin Short in the room, and then Dennis Quaid's like, let me amplify your hearing so I can like hear what they're talking about. He does like all this cool shit.
He
inside
knows
the
how to
ship.
do that.
Yeah, and he's like, just don't say anything. It's like really amplified, so he can like hear them talking outside of the room. And they're like, look, man, if we don't get that chip, he's gonna like automatically get big again, and then he's gonna like fucking blast out of that guy.
Yeah.
And like rip him apart.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, well, let's like put him in let's like keep him here then, so that like, we'll put him somewhere and and they're like, can we like surgically remove him or something?
No, but we can cover the room in plastic.
They're talking about all these ways to get him out of there before he like explodes. And then Dennis Quaid's like, fuck this, let's get out of here. So they're on the run from the scientists, the good scientists, and the bad guys that want the chip. And it's just fucking perfect.
And then Dennis Quaid's like, jerk me out of your fucking dick.
Yeah, let me come out of your cum. And he's like, all right.
Well, I guess I'll do it.
Whoa! And Dennis Quaid's like, whoa! He's like firing out. That would be the 90s version of it.
Yeah.
Or the
Look
early
Who's Talking
2000s.
3.
Anyway, I fucking love that movie so much, man.
That's
and
fun.
I highly recommend it. It's funny.
Yeah.
The whole family can watch it. It's got some dirty.
Pick it up on Betamax and watch it with your family.
Anyway, let's talk about these brushes, dude.
Yeah.
Let's hear them again.
Christmas time. It's Christmas time. Christmas time. I'm singing Christmas. I'm doing Christmas time. This is my solo. This is my big moment. Christmas time. Are we not on that part yet? I can't see the sheet music where I'm standing. I'll start again.
All right, Mike.
Yes.
We got some important business here.
Uh-huh.
We've been bullshitting and jacking each other off for the past half an hour or however long we've been going.
Business time is
But dude, we have to talk
time.
about something really important that we didn't talk about last episode, which made me think, dude, isn't it funny to have that problem where you're like, I had so much to talk about
Yeah.
that like we couldn't do it.
Because for 2 years we had nothing to talk about.
Nothing to say to each other whatsoever.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I can't wait to tell you things, and I can't wait to tell you that I went to my first hockey game.
Whoa, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
dude. I went to my first sports event.
Did you like it?
Well, we'll talk about it. I don't want
Next
to.
week on Dynamic
I don't want to
Banter.
spoil anything, but like a lot of things have happened. Like DCon was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like I want to shout out DesignerCon, the guys that run that shit. Those guys, I used to see those guys at like the Mondo or at like a Gallery 1988, like buying prints and stuff. And like those guys have always been like collectors and stuff. And then they just like were like, let's start a fucking convention for this stuff. And it's fucking wonderful. And it makes me so happy to be there.
Same.
And I just, dude, it's so crazy how like 6 hours went by, and my friend who I was with was like, we've been here for fucking 6 hours, and I'm like, it doesn't feel like we've been here for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Like I don't even feel tired.
Yeah, yeah.
And you haven't even seen everything in 6 hours.
Mm-hmm. And you talk about like the number one place to go to listen to artists be nerdy about their own
Dude,
shit.
and they're so excited to
so
talk
excited.
about
They're
it.
so happy.
They're so approachable too.
Yeah.
Like everybody wants to talk to you about their shit.
Yeah.
And they're not annoying about it. They're not like, come here. Like they're very much like, if you like what I'm selling, I can't wait to answer every fucking question you have.
Yeah, some guy, I remember we were looking at like wool, this dude who makes things out of like poking wool with a needle, these like sculptures. They're so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And he was like, we could like talk about it if you want.
Yeah.
Like, I could tell you
Yeah.
everything about this. And I'm like, yeah, dog, I don't get it.
Remember that booth with like all of those like heavy plastic, or I don't know if it was like plastic, but it would have like a glass piece with like a brain inside of it, and then it would be stuck to like a thing, and there was like a whole bunch of them, and there was like eyeballs and monkey brains and all that stuff. The guy that ran that booth was like, hey, I recognize you. Where do I recognize you from? And I was like, I don't know, man. I've done some internet shit or whatever. He's like, oh yeah, I think I saw you on the internet. And he's like, well, look at all this shit I have. And I'm like, okay. And then for the next like 25 minutes, he was just like explaining everything he had.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
how like you could shine this light on the top of this thing and then like put your hands over it and it shines bright enough to like light up a room and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And
sometimes you don't even want it by when you see it, and then you hear the person gush about it for an hour, and then you're
dude,
like,
he
yeah,
was
give
so
me one.
proud of his shit, and he
Yeah.
was like, and he's like us. We're like nerds that like grew up watching horror movies and comedies, and like we're all making fun of shit with our friends, and like so we're all very like-minded artist, weirdo, creative types, all in one big giant room. And it was really awesome talking to that guy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck yeah, I think I'm gonna buy one of these. He's like, okay, cool, this one's 500. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come back, SA.
I'm actually gonna go.
I'm actually gonna come back.
It's like, you don't understand.
Overdraft your account.
It costs $700 to make. I'm just trying to make up a little bit of ground.
It's just like it seemed like things have gotten way more expensive than they were back in the day, but I think that's because of a lack of confidence in the artists to charge what this stuff is worth.
Sure.
And I think that you realize that you're like, oh man, all this handmade shit, it truly is worth that much.
Oh, yeah, man.
Because it takes a lot of fucking time to do it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work.
Especially by the time you're good at it.
Yeah, and you also want to pay an artist what they think they're worth.
Yes.
And if you agree with it, that it's worth that, then it's like, I mean, the least you're doing is you're supporting a struggling artist, right?
Yeah.
And it's all good. But it was like, man, that thing being 500 bones was like, and it was like this thing that was like this big.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess I could fucking support this small business and buy. I mean, but he was selling a lot, surprisingly. He's like, these are all sold already, and like they're coming back for them, and like
Everyone's
right.
coming
Hey,
back.
that might have been a tactic he was doing too. But anyway, I had such a great time. DCon's awesome. If you ever get a chance to go to DesignerCon, it's in Anaheim, California.
I looked forward to it this year with Christmas, man.
Dude. And it was awesome walking around with you through some of it too, because it was like, dude, we love this shit. Like, this is like our kind of like, these are our people pretty much.
Love
They're like
people making stuff.
totally, dude.
Yeah.
And it goes from like toy makers to shoe makers to like all the things that we love all intersect into this thing.
Dude, speaking of making stuff, what about that fucking cartoon? The Tubes
Oh
cartoon.
my
What's that
fuck.
dude's name? Dude, so we did a bit a long time ago.
Roger Martel.
Yeah, so fucking amazing.
And you can see him on Instagram at Delagoat, Delagoat. But this guy came out of fucking nowhere.
No, this guy came out of actually nowhere.
Dude, he truly was like, didn't even say he was doing it. Didn't show us like a 3-second clip of him working on it.
Working on this. Just came out with a fully finished animated version of the conversation we made between Batman and Alfred, talking about Bane's tubes.
We were just talking about how easy it would be to disable Bane by just pulling his tubes.
The one where Alfred takes over for Batman.
Dude, and you think it's gonna end in the Batcave, but then I forgot we did the bit where it was like, fuck it, Alfred could just do it.
I'll do it.
Alfred could pull the tubes. Anybody could pull Bane's tubes out, I think. Maybe
As a
not a
matter of
baby.
principle. No. You have to be strong enough to pull tubes.
But babies are strong, dude. You ever had the baby grab your finger and
That's
you're like,
true.
what the fuck?
You would have to paint the tubes like a finger.
Yeah. That might be a lot of work. We might as well have an adult
You can't
do
get
it.
close enough to just
You know what?
paint. You
Why
gotta
don't we
wait
just
till
have
Bane is sleeping.
Let's just have an adult do
Let's
it.
have an old British adult do it.
I love that album. Dude, but this motherfucker made this like beautifully animated
Yeah.
short film.
Yeah. He sent it to me. I'm gonna put it on the
It's
Dynamic Banter thing.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's beautiful.
I watched it on the toilet. And I was like
To help you plop out.
shitting myself.
Yeah.
Literally.
Dude, I love when people make stuff out of bits that I've completely forgotten about.
Dude!
And they're funny. And I'm like, who is that?
Dude, and I was like, there's a moment where it like cuts to the computer analyzing like the tubes or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is fun. They could add their own stuff here.
Yeah.
Like they can add in like a computer text voice with their own shit they want to add into it.
Uh-huh.
But we did everything.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did the computer voice. We did like Alfred driving away in the Batmobile and going to fight. Like we made a whole scene and we didn't even realize we did.
Yeah, it's fun.
And that motherfucker was like, I'm gonna animate that shit. And it's just that whole bit would have been buried to time in my brain.
Yeah. But then he breathed new life. So thank you
And
for
it's
using your
fucking
artistic
incredible.
abilities. Yeah.
It's like
Hope to work more with you in the future.
it's so good that I feel like I've been to a bunch of animation festivals and stuff and watched like a bunch of showcase of like our animation shorts.
We should put it in a festival.
Dude, I think it could truly be submitted to festivals.
Dude,
Don't you think?
if we submit stuff like that to festivals and we win an award,
Yeah.
I will be unbearable for the rest of my
Dude,
life.
I'm telling you, Mike. I'm telling you. I think that it could even be like endorsed by Warner Brothers and have them go like, "This is actually kind of funny."
Really?
And put it on some kind of like
Yeah, because we didn't.
animation festival.
We swore and stuff, right? But it wasn't like gross or we didn't say cum.
No, it's
for
not. It's
once.
nowhere as bad as Nosewhere's as bad as DC doing like that Harley Quinn show where they say fuck and they fuck each other and murder and shit.
Is it hot?
It's, I guess, yeah, I think it is. I haven't seen it, but I think it is.
Tight.
If you're into that kind of thing. But dude, incredible work. So anyway, speaking of artists, great job throwing that in there. So, dude, fuck the ads.
That's gonna be a make good for
Fuck the motherfucking ads. This episode will have no ads. We're just gonna not honor our promise to do ads in this episode.
We're gonna need you to buy everything you see on this table.
Dude,
Give us a flow for a month.
we got an email. Some of you know this,
Yeah.
but we got an email from a lovely individual named Ginger,
Yes.
who was like, "My boyfriend is a huge fan of Dynamic Banter,
Which is our podcast.
which is this exact show," and she was like, "He's always loved your show, and his birthday's coming up, and I wanted to do something really special for him, and was wondering if you guys would be interesting." If it would be interesting
For
in real
once,
life.
please.
I was wondering if you guys would be interested in coming to my grandpa's house, essentially. Right?
Which we said yes even before we had any other information.
We don't care. Yeah, we'll go to your
Oh,
grandpa's
grandpa's house?
For someone's birthday?
Is the rest of your family gonna be there?
Why'd you ask? I was already coming.
What is the address?
And then this person was like, "Oh, by the way, my grandpa is Jim Henson, or
Yes.
was the late Jim Henson."
Yes.
And it like exploded our fucking brains.
Huge fans
I
ever
was-
since birth.
I was at Lake Arrowhead with friends having lunch,
Yeah.
and we were all like blasted out of our minds on like various medications.
Okay.
And I like pulled up my phone and like looked at the email and read like half of it and went like, "This is gonna make me cry in public, and I don't understand what it means right now." But I think it means that Mike and I have been invited to the Jim Henson Studio
Yes.
for like a private tour as guests, as a
Of the
surprise of the Hensons.
Yeah.
For a surprise for this wonderful young woman's boyfriend
Yeah.
named Ryan.
Yes.
And so Mike and I were like, I mean, we finally talked about it and we were like, when do we do it? So we were like planning it. You were planning it. You were talking to her
Yeah.
and planning everything. And so we got like you got to bring your family because they were in town.
Yeah, mom and dad were here for Thanksgiving. They came because my
So-
dad is the one who used to watch it with me and
Dude,
stuff.
how special is that?
It was the best.
And so we brought 36 people to go to the to the
And they
Jim
said, keep
Henson
it small, and
studio.
we said, shh, shh, shh.
Yeah. But
It was me,
like,
you, Kevin, my parents, and Zoya. 6.
And-
Well, that's a big
and they were like, just come to the fucking dude. And this is the thing. I've lived in California my whole life, and I've been driving to Hollywood and the Hollywood area around for like at least, I don't know, like, what am I, 40 now? So like, I don't know, 30 years or something.
Yeah.
So that Jim Henson Studio lot that exists in Hollywood is like a fucking landmark, man.
Yeah,
like that's like you drive past that thing and there's a big giant Kermit the Frog dressed like Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
He's got the cane and the hat and everything. And I remember driving past that as like a young boy and going like, dude, what are they doing in there? Like, what magic are they making in
Yeah.
there?
Dude, not only that, but as we come to find from the tour and learning all this stuff, that's the, what are they called before? The Charlie
It
Chaplin?
was Charlie Chaplin's like studio.
So it was in Orange Grove.
It was.
And they destroyed the
it.
Orange Grove to make Charlie Chaplin's studios. And me and my dad were talking about this. It's like the birthplace of comedy
Yeah.
in
Hollywood. Yeah.
And we were there because we have this podcast.
Because of this stupid shit we do.
So next time you call it a piss cat.
Yeah, you think about that. You think about how we get invited to places where you don't think we'd behave or act appropriate.
Yeah.
But we do get invited to these things. But dude, you're right, man. Like they that is the birthplace of like
Yeah.
legendary comedy magic
Yeah.
in Hollywood for sure.
Yeah.
And
like the
so-
first comedy motion pictures.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Huge.
Yeah.
And it's so fitting that Jim Henson like adopted that studio.
Yeah.
And then like made sure that like a lot of things were like exactly the way that the Charlie Chaplin studio had it and
Yeah.
preserved. Yeah. And there was all this cool Charlie Chaplin stuff. But anyway, so we got to go to that studio and be in there
Yeah.
and get a like VIP very special tour of like every nook and cranny of this place.
They had us watch a film that was it's like
It's like an orientation.
it's like a
kinda.
orientation like precursor to the tour.
Yeah.
That was made there, and it is a Muppet. There are puppets
Brian
in it.
Henson, Ginger's uncle.
Yeah, yeah. And we're watching it in this like old screening room that they had kind of made up to look like it
was
did.
like originally how it looked when Charlie Chaplin used it.
Yeah. And like imagine the things that they've watched in there to make sure like
Filthy, horrible things. Dude, and then Ginger was like, and then we used to do like yoga in this room.
yeah.
And she was like, when I was a little girl, I would like throw a tantrum and run over and hang out on the animatronic dinosaur
Yeah.
from Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this was like I remember walking into that like main office
Mm-hmm.
that was like where they had all the Oscars and the awards. And,
like the welcome center.
yeah, the Welcome Center where they like have people wait before big meetings and stuff.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And they have like all this fucking amazing Henson stuff everywhere. And they have this big giant portrait of Jim Henson.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I remember going in there and saying to Ginger, like, this must be just like coming home. Like, this is like, she's like, it's literally, it's like, it's actually my grandpa's house.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
saying
Like-
that is on video.
Right?
We have it on video.
Dude, it's like, you know how you go to your grandpa's house?
Yeah.
And you're like, I have so many memories here.
Yeah.
Imagine those being Muppet memories. And
Yeah.
like all of these legendary puppeteers, Frank Oz and fucking Kevin Clash and Steve Whitmire and all these like amazing artists just like are your friends, are people you see all the time.
Uncles who do voices. Yeah.
It was just a dream come true, man. And it was like, I can't even describe to you
Yeah.
the feeling of pure joy throughout my body.
Dude, I don't know if you could see that up there. The doctor.
Yeah, the Bunsen Honeydew.
Yeah. So, that was given to us by Jim Henson's daughter.
Yeah.
And that is an insane.
Yeah.
That, we got a Muppet toy from Jim Henson's
Lisa
daughter.
Henson, yeah.
And that
Which
is
is Ginger's mom.
Right. But that's just an insane thing, and they treated us so well, and they like fed us lunch, and they were so nice to my mom and dad, and it was such a cool educational thing. And to see the things we saw, even like, man, they have this giant painted portrait in their like boardroom.
The boardroom, yeah.
And it has like all the puppets that they created up to a certain date.
Yeah.
And it was just like fascinating and crazy.
That's a legendary painting, dude. It's like been whispered throughout like fandom that painting exists.
Oh, really?
Because it was in the New York office, and it was like it would be described, but there were no pictures of it.
Whoa.
People would be like, there's this like painting that has every single Muppet on it.
Yeah.
From like this year to this year. And then having it be in that boardroom. And it's so special too, because they had to move it from New York, and they were like, well, what are we going to do with this thing? It's fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
It is like the size of a giant room wall, essentially.
Yeah.
Like floor to ceiling. And they had to like kind of alter the top of it a little bit. But it sits in this boardroom almost like it shouldn't be in
No,
there.
it is too big for
It's
the room.
way too big.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
went
like,
to booger on it.
but
Did you
we
get that
got
on
to
tape?
like be this fucking close to it.
Yeah.
And it was just, dude, everything in there was just like a dream,
Yeah.
basically. And they were so kind to us.
Yeah,
and
man.
like getting to talk to Lisa Henson about the new Dark Crystal show and stuff was like incredible. dude.
Yeah.
The whole experience was amazing. And Kevin Plackey got a lot of footage.
And he was not supposed to. He was wearing a vest, a body.
And he had
cam.
it hidden under his vest. But yeah, we're gonna cut that together into something, and
Yeah.
most likely will be a Patreon thing or something. But man, was that so special and fun. And we get to see them again. They're coming to our live show.
Love that. Sorry for everyone who missed out on tickets.
Isn't it funny?
We had to invite all the Muppets.
Dude, but these are personal guests of ours. So
Yeah,
we get
yeah.
like a certain amount of that, So
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with the sellout thing, I don't think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe in
It's a
general,
space situation.
a space situation.
Think about space.
I don't know what it is.
What if we could look inside space?
But it's so funny because they were like, here's the fucking legendary Jim Henson Studio, like the home of the Muppets and Sesame Street and like Fraggle Rock and all that stuff. And it's like, how do we return the favor?
You can come to our show.
Come to our show.
We'll say come in public.
We're gonna say come a lot. Bring your mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, I just want to say, the biggest thank you I could possibly say to Ginger and Ryan for making that happen.
Absolutely.
Like, what an absolute dream come true. And it got me talking about Muppets on Twitter, like I do sometimes. And then this like Muppet podcast hit me up and was like, you want to come talk about Muppets? Mm-hmm. And I didn't even tell them I've been to the studio to do the tour or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Save the story.
yeah, so like they're gonna be like, what's your history with Muppets and stuff? But now I'm like gonna go on these Muppet podcasts and stuff.
Nice.
Because I'm like,
Dude, you should work there somehow.
oh man,
Right?
what a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because like even Ginger was saying like some of her uncle's friends and stuff were like comedians that were like, dude, let me just be the voice of like this Muppet that's like in the background.
Yeah.
In something. And they've been asking for like years to be able to just do like one little voice or something.
Yeah.
And then finally like they gave like some comedian voice on a Fraggle Rock thing or
That's
something.
fun.
But I'm like, man, that's a dream.
Yeah.
It's a dream. And puppetry as an art is like kind of like fading a little, but
Yeah. Oh,
but-
talk about the things from Muppet Treasure Island that you got to hold.
we went into Brian Henson's office.
We took a bunch of stuff.
and stole so many things.
I buried a fart in his chair.
I absolutely took every pen on that desk.
And I just turned it.
And I turned
ever
it.
so
Yeah.
slightly.
And then I took a permanent ink marker and drew a mustache on all the portraits in there.
Cool.
But there was like a corner with like these props that were like in his office. And the tour guide, I forgot her name.
I want to say like Gigi.
Gigi!
Yeah.
With fairy wings and like
Fairy Gigi.
the perfect person to work
Oh,
at
yeah.
Henson Studios.
Yeah.
And she'd worked there for like 20 plus years or something, and she's just like amazing.
Yeah.
But she was like, come here, like check out these props and stuff. And she was like handing me props, and she's like, oh, that's a sword from Dark Crystal, and that's like, what was the other thing?
The crutch.
The crutch, dude.
Yeah.
Tim Curry's crutch from Muppet Treasure Island.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Just like right there. Like that belongs in the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Right? Even though there is quite a few Muppet stuff in the Smithsonian.
One more
actually.
thing. I'm sure they have
But
room.
come on, put Tim Curry's crutch in there. But man, yeah, you can see all of that stuff, I think, in the video that Kevin's working on.
Yeah.
But what a special thing.
It was great.
All right, well, let's do the ads. Let's get the, like, I'm just kidding. We're doing ads, headgum. But man, I just wanted to, like, oh, dude, what a dream. Shout out to Neil Ghosh.
Simply having a wonderful time.
Guys, I want to thank the sponsors. I want to thank Headgum. I want to thank my boy Mike Falzone. I want to thank Kevin Plackey, Ryan Faroki, Linga,
Linda Higher.
Hemorrhage, Linda Hemorrhage,
Linder.
Leah Langer,
Leah Higher.
Liar. I want to thank Liar.
Lisa Liar.
Shout out one time to Lisa Liar. I want to one shout out to Yell.
Yell. Knowing somebody named Yell.
Shout out to Scream. That's who it was. It was Scream.
One time to Scream.
Scream. We have hopefully Scream's coming to the show.
We got
next week.
Scream via satellite.
We got Scream in the house. Dude, we love Squarespace. Shout out to Squarespace because one of our longest running brand partners on the show, Dynamic Banter, a sponsor of the show, highly respected in this house. And Michael Falzone has a Squarespace website, MikeFalzone.com, if you want to see what one of the hosts of this show's website made through Squarespace actually looks like.
Dude, and let me tell you, as somebody, as like a small business owner, so important to have your own little piece of the internet. And it's helped me immensely. If you've ever bought one of my tickets, chances are you've done it through, chances are if you bought tickets to the live show at the Improv, you did it through MikeFalzone.com, Squarespace website.
So easy.
Seamless integration of stuff.
So easy, or as I like to say, CZ.
Early.
Rrivin Turley's CZ.
Rrivin Turley's easy. With Squarespace.
Rrivin Turley's CZ. Rrivin Turley's CZ with Squarespace. With Squarespace. But Mike has a Squarespace website and it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. You've used it if you've come to any of our shows or seen Mike's shows. And how easy is that? It's his name, MikeFalzone.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make a website with something that easy too. You can choose what it's called. You can have e-commerce.
You can even choose what it's called.
You can even choose what it's called. And you can add your videos, you can add links, you can check out things like you can connect your social media accounts, you can have multiple contributors, traffic overview, content ownership, email campaigns, you can collect donations, you can see those analytics, those blogging tools, and all of this can be done on your computer or on your phone, and it's so easy. And there is a 24/7 support line, a customer support line that is there for you at any time of the day, any day of the week,
Even Christmas.
to answer your questions about Squarespace. And how about that for customer service? So guys, don't even hesitate for another second. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch that site, go to squarespace.com/banter, and you will save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, and you will help this show. How about that, huh? Isn't that nice? Woo! Guys, MeUndies is a wonderful holiday. I mean, come on. I don't know if it's because of my age, but when I get underwear as a gift, I love it. Remember when you got underwear as a kid and you're like, man, this ain't GoBots.
Not to mention
This ain't
another brand.
a dead brand. Who the fuck knows what GoBots is?
Me and you.
Just me and you. That's it. But like, dude, I hated getting underwear when I was a kid, and now I'm like, dude, give me underwear with goofy stuff on it.
Once a month, or I'm gonna flip out.
Dude, and getting it once a month is such a treat and a dream. And if you've ever tried on MeUndies, you know that they're the most comfortable underwear that probably exists on the planet.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
MeUndies is my second favorite thing to have on my genitals.
Dude, me too. For me, I agree. The first thing that I love having on my genitals that's a little bit more important than MeUndies is a condom. And I wear them all the time.
MeUndies should get into
Condoms!
Right.
MeUndies should have a condom pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys.
And it's the same place as a pants pocket
Yeah.
would be, but it's on your underwear.
Yeah. And I could keep
Hit us up.
I could keep some hot sauce in there. Hot sauce packets.
Yeah.
Fast food restaurant packets.
Hillary Clinton does that.
Yeah. Cause she's practical. Guys, MeUndies is your go-to spot for snuggly soft undies, and more than all your loved ones will adore. So if you know how comfortable these are, how wonderful it'd be to share that comfort. How wonderful it'd be to share comfort. Share that comfort with your whole family. Imagine knowing your mommy's snuggles are being snugged and guggled real nice.
Snugged and goggled. Oh!
Bit of a pingy ting.
And the holiday spirit just got real, homies. Word? Try MeUndies and get 20% off your first purchase. Plus...
Say Bible, because these discounts are out of control.
So to get 20% off your first purchase plus free standard shipping and free returns, go to MeUndies.com/banter. We're talking undies. We're talking bralettes. We're talking PJ sets. I'm talking loungewear. Plaids for dads, sweaters for friends, and loungewear for your puppers. And they're available in sizes extra small to 4XL. So MeUndies has everything you need to make your favorite people smile this holiday season. Bingy ting, everything ting. So to get 20% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/banter. That's MeUndies.com/banter. Gotta argue it. Guys, we love feels, don't we? How you feeling, up dog? Me too. Mike, what's up, feel? What's up?
Nothing.
What's feels? Mike, do you like feels?
I love feels.
Mike, what's up?
Nothing's better than a little bit of feels underneath your pinky tongue to get you to sleep at night and to keep you asleep.
A little bit of a pingy tincture.
A little bit of a tincture ping.
Dude, are you one of the millions of people who's experienced anxiety, stress, or sleepless nights? Then you could benefit from CBD, and who doesn't like a good night's sleep? Ooh, yeah. I gotta get this. Excuse me.
Dude, you look like you're being lifted into the air with helium balloons underneath your arm. Somebody put 2 birthday balloons underneath Kevin's shirt.
They better be birthday balloons.
Those ain't retirement balloons.
Look, with everything going on in our lives, whatever it is, we all need to take a moment to relax sometimes, and that's where our friend CBD comes in. The devil. The devil's here. Guys, oh shit, I gotta go. The devil's here.
It's my favorite Van Halen song.
It's really shit. I gotta go. The devil's here. The devil's here.
I think the devil's here.
Knock knock. Who's there? It's me. No, it's the devil. And look, CBD isn't about what you feel. It's about what you don't feel. With Feels, it's a better way to feel better. It's premium CBD that will help to keep your head clear and feel your best. It's hassle-free and it's delivered directly to your door. CBD naturally supports reducing stress, anxiety, and pain, and sleeplessness. There's no hangover or addiction, you guys. Did you just put a few drops of Feels under the tongue? And feel a few minutes of differences in a few minutes. Yeah! And the thing to remember about CBD is that finding your right dose is important, and everyone's dose is different. And if you're like, I don't know! Well, there's real human support here. If you're like, I don't know, I'm new to CBD! Because Feels offers a free CBD hotline with dosage experts that help guide your personal experience. And it's a membership. You could join the Feels community, get Feels delivered directly to your door every month. You're going to save money on every order, and you can pause or cancel anytime. And best of all, you help out your boys at the DB Labs. Shout out one time to Dynamic Banter. So guys, come on now. You want to have a good night's sleep? You want to get rid of anxiety and pain? Mike and I swear by CBD in situations where CBD is absolutely the only thing that helps sometimes.
Like going to sleep.
Sometimes like going to sleep. Or if you're like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit of... Pigs in space! So start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/banter, and you're going to get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's FEALS.com/banter. Become a member, get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping at feels.com/banter. Grazie mille.
Feels, you're going to like the way you look.
I'm pretty sure of it.
Do a quick plug for...
Someone
shows.
shot the saxophone player.
Just bad. They tripped him real fast.
Yeah.
December 2nd, which is tonight, you guys. Please come to the Surrounded shows. Dude, thank you so much if you were at the first ever San Diego Surrounded show last night. Whistle Stop Bar in South Park, San Diego was absolutely packed. Thank you to Riff City. Thank you, Katrina Davis. Thank you, Rachel Scanlon. Thank you, Zoltan Kaziks. You should be following all those people. Unbelievably funny comedians. It was a great time. The show at the Improv is tonight, 7 and 9:45. Gaga Can. I'm at the Crow in Santa Monica, December 5th. December 8th is Dynamic Banter Live. You can't come.
You're not allowed to come. If you didn't get your tickets, you're fucked.
Don't even show up. You're absolutely fucked
You're
for
fucked.
tickets. The 16th, 17th, and 18th, I'll be at the Rendezvous in Seattle. Would love to see you there. And we got asked to go somewhere else, and I got to talk to you about that.
Yeah! Woo! You're fucked if you didn't get a ticket.
That's my Daniel Quaid impression.
All right.
Dude, the urgency.
You're fucked! Hey guys, one last time I just want to reiterate about this Dynamic Banter show coming up next week. If you didn't get your tickets, you're fucked!
Upcoming.
Christmas. Merry Christmas, Kevin.
Dude, this podcast got us invited to Jim Henson's house. Oh, we
got
got
invited
invited
to
John Mayer. Not
Jim
even-
Henson's house.
Jim Henson would have fucking loved this podcast, probably. There's no way to know. But maybe.
Ty Perry sent in a fixed History Road closing song.
Let's do it last.
Okay.
So it's a perfect end to the show.
Imagine trying to sleep on the other side of this hall. It's like your only time off.
Victoria D'Angelo.
Holy shiz.
Now.
Ride and see crystal bells, crystal bells, crystal bells. To ride in crystal bells, deck the hall in the summertime. You're in the summertime.
Guys, Victoria D'Angelo sends in a history row saying, my uncle owns the comic book store in Sherman Oaks.
The comic book store in Sherman
There's only
Oaks?
one.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Hello, men. Long time, first time. I was re-listening to episode 207, Aggro Rats. What the fuck? Is that real? They really call it aggro?
what's it about?
Let's just listen. We should do a whole episode where we just listen to an old one and do commentary over it.
Dude, that was one of our most popular videos of all time. Just
With the
listening
church
to us.
Yeah!
Yeah.
But we should just pick a completely random one, not even like a fan favorite.
Dude,
or
when the
something.
record comes, you're right.
Right?
But also when the record comes out, we should do a video where we just listen to the
Yeah,
record.
and then do a commentary over it.
Yeah.
And it's only available to if you bought the record.
And it's available on vinyl, so you have to wait a year to hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, gulp.
Incoming go. In this episode, I mentioned a comic book store in Sherman Oaks, in front of which a homeless lady chased Steve. Yeah, I do remember that. That was really strange because we couldn't ditch this person, and they were clearly something unwell about them.
Yeah.
And they followed us from inside the comic book store to outside the comic book store, and then they wouldn't go away. And I was like, well, we gotta go.
The call is
Goodbye.
coming from inside the comic book store.
Nice to meet you. We gotta go. And then that didn't work.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, don't you need to be away, my friend, right now?
Do you need to go different place?
Don't you need to be elsewhere?
Damn, according to my watch, I gotta be elsewhere.
And it just wasn't working. So I was like, the only thing at that point in my mind that made sense that would work would be to just take off running.
Yeah.
As fast as I could.
'Cause who's
for
seen that?
no reason.
Yeah.
Like after trying so hard to be like, we gotta go, leave us alone, please.
Yeah.
Just took off. I even left my friend. I didn't even tell them that I was gonna do that. But my friend ended up running with me and like got the idea.
Yeah.
But it was brilliant because it worked. Coincidentally, my uncle owns a comic book shop on Ventura Boulevard called Earth 2 Comics. Non-spawn. I'm not from LA. My uncle and aunt are East Coast transplants, so I didn't know how big or small Sherman Oaks is, but this episode prompted me to look up how many comic book stores there are on Ventura and Sherman Oaks, and there's just not too many. So maybe it's the same one? I don't know what it's called. But it says apparently Earth 2 hates wrestlers, according to Mike, and for that I apologize on behalf of my Uncle Carr.
Okay. Apology accepted.
Next time you go into a store, see if the owner is there and let him know his niece Victoria says hi. Maybe he'll give you a comic book or a hug or something. I don't know. My uncle also worked with Happy Madison Productions
Oh, that's awesome.
for a while. The rumor is that in my family is that he's the one that came up with the concept for the penguin scene in Billy Madison. So he's a pretty cool guy.
So the day one Happy
Love
Madison.
that. Anyway, thanks, boys, for the laughs and honks. Spotify Wrapped came out today, and it told me I listened to 11,339 minutes of dynamic banter
Dude,
in 2022.
First of all, sorry and thank you for that. And every time people start sharing those things every year, first of all, those are fascinating
overwhelming,
things,
yeah.
what they pull from that. And
Fascinating.
even your music taste and stuff like that, and what it tells you about like our audience and your taste in music and like your personality based on like what you listen to. It's all fascinating stuff. And we thank you very much for sharing that stuff, because it's, you know, like, not that we get red light syndrome or ever really tire of doing this, but it's always nice to be reminded, like, the live shows are a great reminder that, like, it's real people listening. And then for you to send us a PowerPoint presentation about how much you've listened to and liked the show.
Yeah.
It really does mean a lot, and it feels like a hard work paying off.
It's like
type
we're
thing.
it's like we're seeing like visual analytics.
It's like you're all doing a presentation at work.
You're all sending us how good little employees you are to the big boss.
Yeah.
And I love that. We love that a lot. It's so overwhelmingly wonderful to see that. Dude, I got my... Did you see yours? Your Spotify?
Yeah.
So I looked at... So it tells you how many podcasts you listen to and how many hours of podcasts you listen to like this. And for me, it was like... I can't remember what my top one was, but like the second one was like meditation podcast or something.
Nice.
And I was like... I don't listen to a fucking meditation podcast. What the fuck? So I went like digging deeper, and it turns out that it was a rain sound
That was on for like 4 days.
that I found on Spotify that just like put me to sleep so nice.
Yeah.
And I just listened to rain sounds like for like a week one night.
Yeah,
where
the
I was
host
just
of
like-
your number one podcast is Rain.
Yeah, and it was like, why is this a podcast? Is that a podcast? Where it's just rain sounds for 3 hours?
It's a good idea. This podcast is like the opposite of that.
It totally is.
Dude, all
this is a
of my-
wake up cast.
My 5 top podcasts are hosted by the same person.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so funny.
There's this dude, Conrad Thompson, who does all these like old wrestling podcasts with
Oh,
various
that's right.
like
You've told me about
people
these.
in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
And they're all amazing
Dude, that's sexy.
and really fascinating, and they're like my favorite things to have just on in the background.
I love that.
doing
I
other
love
stuff.
that for you. I love hearing about the things you do to unwind, Mike.
Sure. Shout out Conrad Thompson. Shout out Eric Bischoff. Shout out
Victoria
Bruce
D'Angelo.
Pritchard. Shout out Jeff Jarrett, Double J Jeff Jarrett.
Shout out to Aggro Rats.
Shout out Aggro Rats, wherever you are, wherever you're at.
The last part of this email says, I'm currently in school to be a therapist.
Cool.
So my free time is limited, but you managed to fill up nearly 200 hours of my time. Love you boys a lot.
Man, you could be so much smarter.
Okay.
Mason Wallace, our boy Mason. the
Mason?
pet mortician, he's got a new story.
What did Mason... Oh, the pet mortician!
This is about some kind of hard animal.
We love our pet mortician, Mason.
Who's your favorite pet mortician? Answer in the comments
Ace
below.
Ventura pet mortician. Mason says...
Already dead. Already dead.
Already dead! Hello, gentlemen, Mason says. The friend that does animals. Hey.
I made you guys a dead animal.
I made a dead animal and sent it to Mike's place. He should be here any day now. Been a minute. I want a dead animal if it's prepared well to be seen.
Well done.
If it's well made.
I had a dead animal for Thanksgiving.
Been a minute since I checked in with a wild story, but one happened recently that is ripe for a choose your own adventure, be nice or not be nice for Mike.
Hell yeah.
Hope y'all enjoy. I was sent out for a home removal. 80-pound dog that had passed away that morning.
Good band name, by the by.
80-pound dog.
80-pound dog.
Dude, I've come up with a couple of cool band names. Did I tell you? Owen and I are still trying to figure out if Bedtime for Puppets is going to be our band name.
Bedtime for Puppets is a really good band.
I love it. I love it. But we had some new ones pop in, and now I'm like a little bit up in the air. We got Shit Pipe.
You going to see Shit Pipe at the Troubadour?
Exactly.
Opening up for Better Off Muppets or
And
whatever.
then
the fuck.
Hippo Posthumous.
Dude, that's like a smarmy kid band name. It's actually
It's Hippo Posthumous. And you could call us the Dead Hippos. This was a pretty manageable request for just me to handle, so I was alone. When I arrived at the home, I was greeted by a little old lady on the porch, but as she was opening the back door, I was also greeted by a snarling, teeth-baring, deep-growling Anatolian shepherd.
That sounds scary. I can't picture it because I don't know what it is.
If you're not familiar with this breed, suffice it to say they are 120 pounds of muscle bred to protect livestock
Say it
from
again?
wolves.
Say it again.
Anatolian shepherd. They're bred to protect livestock from wolves, so they fight wolves.
And those are the type of dogs that, like, once in a while will have sex with a wolf.
Yeah.
And make super dog
Super
wolves.
cool wolf dogs. Yeah, that you can have.
You can have them.
Yeah. These are wolves you can have.
You can look inside of your own.
Why don't you come buy some wolves you can have? That I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of like that's a dog.
It looks like a dog.
That looks like a dog.
Put your tongue back in your mouth, Dad.
Right? Like, that's a dog. Like, when you think of dog, that's like comes into your head. That's like in the encyclopedia. Under
Picture
dog.
a dog right now. Big.
That's what this looks like. I quickly stepped back from the threatening pet and explained to the lady that she would need to put the pet away before I could enter the home. What the fuck?
Here's a cool fun fact about these dogs. They're 7'4".
Oh, when they're on their hind legs, they're monsters.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, they fuck wolves every now and again.
Screenshot that.
Dude, Heather could hang out with that guy.
She could pet that dog's head and have no problem with her back.
Heather could pet that dog, no problem.
Dude, Heather has actually been in the hospital all week. I want to say shout out to Heather.
Wow, is
she
she
hit her
okay?
head on the sun.
And she's been in the hospital all week.
She's been in the hospital
because she works there.
10-degree burns.
I like that, dude. That'd be a funny joke if you're a stand-up. You go up and you go, if you're a stand-up, you go up there and you go, guys, I'm really sad. My friend has been in the hospital for a week. She just started working there.
Yeah, but seriously, how long you been together?
But seriously, take my wife
Take my
as
wife
an
for it.
example. I step away from the pet and explain to the lady that she'd need to put the pet away before I could enter the home. She rolled her eyes and said, "Come on in, she would never hurt anybody."
Except.
All the while, the dog is snarling and snapping at me.
Oh no, Ari.
I reiterate that it's company policy that keeps us safe, and she reiterated that I should come on in. The third time I said, "Ma'am, if we can't get the dog put away, I won't be able to help you."
Yeah.
She then looked me directly in the eye and said, she must sense something evil in you. So, Mike, be nice or not be nice?
Let me think on it. Can I get some thinking music?
Yeah.
Okay,
Someone
I have
do
my
that
answer.
right on my ass.
I have my answer.
How could my ass make that sound?
You would need to hollow out your ass.
And it would need, my
And
ass
make
would need
snares.
to be stretched onto a.
Yeah, you got to stretch your ass over a
My
drum.
ass needs to be stretched onto a hollow, metal lined,
Drum.
and the other side needs to be more of my ass.
Yeah. 2 parts of your ass and snares.
Can my ass be made into a drum? Can I put that in my will?
Could you beat my ass like a drum?
And I
I'm willing
was-
to pay money.
Because
You're
aren't
walking around
drums
with no
already
ass.
cow skin or something? Or is that an old wives' tale
Cowhide. I don't know.
from Blues Brothers?
All right, I have
So,
my answer. So
would you
now
be
you're
nice, Mike?
supposed to
Yeah.
guess whether or not it's nice or be nice. Not be nice.
To that woman who, the third time, was like, fine, I guess she senses evil in you, kind
Yeah.
of snarky.
Yeah. So you have to guess what I would say. I have my answer.
Well, I think if you're
The pet mortician.
the pet mortician, and you're there to do your job, and it's a policy, and you're feeling a little weird about this gigantic fucking monster dog snarling at you,
Yeah.
I think you have every right to be like, man, put the fucking dog away, like, period.
So your final answer is?
I think you're gonna not be nice.
that is correct. Steve is correct. Tell him what he's won.
Jackpot.
Jackpot.
the jackpot!
That's 100% right. That's 100% right. I was trying to think of exactly what I was saying.
I'd just be like, man, we don't want to have two dogs to go into the
I'd be like,
into the
yeah,
ground today.
yeah. Man, I'm gonna have a hard time cleaning up all these bitches.
Ma'am, who are they gonna believe?
I think I would say something like, "You want to see it?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
My dog senses something evil in you."
Yeah, I'll show you the evil that he senses.
Yeah. Well, maybe he
You
could
know
sense
what?
it in the house.
I'd be like, all right, fine, fuck it. And then I'd come in, and if that dog touched me,
Yeah.
it would be over, right?
Yeah, but that's such a risk, man.
It's totally a risk, but if that woman was like, not budging, I mean, whatever.
That's not worth getting bit.
It's not worth getting bit.
No, to be like snarky and right about something is not
And then
worth
she'd
a
lose
dog
that
bite.
dog too. What if I was?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I would
she'd
be
lose
like.
it.
I'd be like, ma'am, if I go in there to take your dog who passed, and this living dog attacks me,
Yeah, I don't have room for two
they're
dogs.
gonna
in the
have to
truck.
put that dog down because
Yeah.
I will press charges.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what do you want to do?
Yeah.
You want me to just get another person to come in here and be scared of that fucking monster you have?
Yeah. Does your dog sense the pepper spray I'm about to load it up with?
Does your dog sense the lawsuit that might happen?
Does your dog know anything about bank accounts? Bark.
It looks like our good friend Mason here chose nice, but here's what Mike's fate is if he chooses not be nice. Tell that boomer to bury her own dog and go have a nice lunch, reveling in the fact that a mean old lady realized what happens when she's rude to the people trying to help her.
Also, she was probably hurting.
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
an
yeah.
argument
She was,
for being
you're right.
nice.
She was being like,
Keep in mind, I would not choose this one. But this
yeah, but
is
her
an
like
argument
rolling
for
her
being...
eyes makes me feel like you're not grieving. You're just being a piece of shit.
I think some people need the confrontation to get the emotion out.
Yeah.
So she was like being mean, hoping someone would not be nice.
she was taking it out on something.
Yeah, and it was our friend.
Nice was awful. The snarling dog put away. I entered the home and was immediately hit with the smell of a dog that definitely did not die that day.
No.
Uh-oh.
No. Would rather smell a Christmas tree or something
Okay, Mason, let me ask you this question, and I know you can't answer live,
because you're not here.
but I want to just... No. I just want to know if this sound was happening in there. That's it.
Already dead.
Do not go in there. It was then that I met her husband, and she explained that he
Been
had
dead for weeks.
He was also dead for
Yeah.
weeks. She explained that he had memory problems.
Oh.
She took me up a flight of steep stairs to find a pet the exact same size as the other. Turns out they were siblings, and this pet was every bit of 120 pounds as well.
So now you gotta...
I cannot get this pet downstairs myself.
Well, you can, but it's not gonna be pretty.
I'll spare you the details of body bagging the pet, but sum it up with the word maggots.
No. Nope. Nope. First of all, I can't say that. Second of all, I hate it. I
Bit of a
hate
pingy
that.
ting.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, dude. That's a bummer for 1,000 reasons. That's a bummer for 1,000 different reasons.
If you've been following the cast of characters, the only person who could help me carry that pet downstairs was the husband.
Yeah.
The husband who kept walking in and out of the room and remembering that his pet had passed away. Oh God.
I don't want.
Oh
This
my
is too
God.
many. There's too much history in this road.
Miraculously, this went smoothly, he says.
What the fuck?
And he said, so I learned a big lesson and should have listened to Mike about the true merits of not being nice.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. I can't believe it went smoothly.
But here's the thing, man. Somebody's got to do it, right?
There's something beautiful about watching somebody be sad for the first time 1,000 times.
Maybe I'm just done with, like, walking on eggshells
Sure.
around awful realities
Yeah.
like maggots in your beloved pet.
Yeah.
But I'm at a point where I am like, fuck it. Just tell me everything.
Sure.
Right?
You want to know
Just
the
tell
truth
me.
of the. You want to know the reality.
I
of the
kind of
situation.
want to be ready for the worst possible outcomes.
Yeah. Maggots is
future.
worst possible outcome of a pet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that and your pet eating you when you die is also kind of
Either
a
way,
bad
maggots
outcome.
gonna be around. You hate to smell it.
Oh, you got it.
God.
All right, let's do this final email here from our pal who made that wonderful history road sound.
I just want to shout out the shows real fast. Throwing up continuously all over the computer, but still trying to look. Still type like little splashes when you type.
Okay, Ty says, and this is a response from the gross, disgusting. This is a response from the first when we played it last week. Hey boys, a couple things. One, yes, my real name is Tyler Perry. I don't look like him though, sorry. And two, I've attached a faster and shorter version of the History Road Elton John cover. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay.
Oh! And off he went into the night.
And may all a good night.
And may all or good night.
May all clopen.
So goodbye, history road, where the two-horn honkers will home. Steve, you can finally take her down, and Mike, tell us where you should.
I love it, dude.
Oh, I can't wait till we're all right back on the history
Wonderful.
I think it's beautiful. It starts again. Beautiful.
What a
Beautifully
great track, Ty. My goodness.
done. Yeah.
Great
From now
job.
on, dude, it's that song. We talk about shows, and we say you can see us next week. You can still get all the stuff we released on Black Friday. Starting to see people get their packs of cards. Can't wait for you guys to look through those.
Dude, a lot of people getting the cool shirts, too. Who did I see? Someone had a cool shirt, a cool new shirt, and we posted them. Fuck. I
Don't
can't remember
remember
what
names.
shirt. Were people getting their Black Friday stuff already, or no? That's too soon.
They got cards and like posters and stuff. A lot of that stuff is already made. The only thing we're waiting to come out is the records, which will be out in February, I think. Or
Cassettes
at like
is
your
a
house.
thing, too.
Oh yeah, we made a tape cassette. It's our first ever cassette of our live show at the Bell House, which was fucking awesome in Brooklyn. There are the me and you as wrestlers as a poster, and some other stuff. So go check that out. DynamicBanter.clothing. Get yourself or somebody who loves the show a little piece of Christmas.
Wouldn't that be nice? And we'd love for you to have a Dynamic Banter Christmas under the mistletoe with your family.
Take pictures and show us what a Dynamic Banter Christmas looks like.
What happens if you're under the mistletoe with your dad?